Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshipped the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven.
Senador, o senhor ouviu essa informação da NASA? Ou seja, a NASA afirma que o planeta Nibiru, o X7, está vindo em direção à Terra, e o ciclo atual será terminado em breve. Ela fala mais. Segundo o relatório da NASA, o planeta altera o campo gravitacional da Terra e, com isso, 2/3 da humanidade perecerá e 2/3 morrerão de fome e de doença. Claro, eu passei isso para os meus assessores, promover um estudo para ver se esse planeta que ela fala de Nibiru está realmente se aproximando da Terra.
Now, just think about this for a moment. This is quite a remarkable statement in and of itself. Here is a man who is a prestigious member of the Brazilian parliament, telling the world that a giant planet is coming our way. Now, it seems logical that no one is going to put their reputation or their honor on the line if for any reason they knew that what they were telling others was a complete hoax or a false flag. It makes absolutely no sense. There were some on social media who were actually criticizing this man for speaking out on this subject, indicating that there were more relevant issues facing the planet. Now, are you kidding me? More relevant issues than a massive comet-like planet barreling down on the Earth? I suppose this courageous senator must now realize how Noah must have felt when he warned the disbelievers that great peril was coming their way. What did they do? They mocked him, ridiculed him, and called him a fearmonger. So you see, regardless of the signs given to the world, no matter how many warnings are spoken through its messengers, and despite the great changes taking place, there will be those who will stick their heads in the sand and declare that the world is and always has been the same, today, tomorrow, and forever. One only has to open a history book to know that great changes have taken place on this planet over many millennia, and that which has happened in our past will repeat itself. It's inevitable. It is part of the cycle of life here on Earth, a renewable cleansing, so to speak. Did you know that the odds of events naturally occurring in nature are about 3 in almost 1,060? Those are almost impossible odds, and yet violent storms, floods, and volcanic eruptions have become a major concern, and things are getting much worse. The public is being kept in the dark deliberately to avoid panic, while storm systems are multiplying in type, intensity, and size. I've mentioned this before, but why are the elites scurrying about to quickly build these underground bunkers? It's a very good question. Maybe they know something that the rest of us don't know, in which case it behooves you to dig deeper to get some answers as to why they are doing this. Or you can just dismiss all of this and carry on with your normal existence. We call that the freedom to choose. But one thing I know for sure, and maybe some of you know this as well, the rich do not waste their money on anything that is based on rumors and innuendos. They tend to use their money wisely, and that is why they are wealthy. So my advice to you is to watch what they do and when they do it, and heed the warnings and the evidence that something big is about to happen. We are beginning to see that today. Reports warn of a future era of rioting and nuclear war, during which time Great Britain will become the Siberia encased in snow when seeking to find new homelands. Would not be unrealistic in such a catastrophic environment. A Pentagon report predicts that abrupt climate change could bring the planet to the edge of anarchy as countries develop a nuclear threat to defend and secure dwindling food, water, and energy supplies. The threat to global stability vastly eclipses that of terrorism in the world today. Look at what is happening in North Korea with the testing of ballistic missiles that are capable of carrying nuclear warheads. Why is this allowed to happen? Well, the first thought that comes to mind is that this is a great distraction from what is really happening. Is the nuclear war the ultimate distraction? If so, what do they hope to accomplish? Right now, the Earth is holding a higher population than what it is capable of sustaining. In just 3 short years, by the year 2020, vast shortages of water and energy supplies will become harder to overcome, thus plunging our planet into war. Roughly 8,200 years ago, climatic conditions resulted in widespread crop failure, famine, disease, and mass migration of populations. We could soon see a repeat of this period in time. The ramifications of rapid climate change would create global chaos, thus a national security threat that would run rampant. The key to any survival would be in your manner of preparedness. Staying informed, making a plan and staying to it, and remaining safe in an emergency will become important factors going forward. There has been a great deal of controversy recently regarding an anomaly that appears to be coming from Antarctica. In the last couple of months, a mysterious microwave anomaly has been detected by the MORPH integrated microwave imagery, and it's coming from the Antarctic region. The first wave anomaly was detected on April 2nd of 2017. The second wave occurred on May 15th, and on May 26th, MIMIC caught the third wave. The source of the mysterious wave points to a location at Antarctica. As we have mentioned before, if you make a line down into Antarctica, the path of the wave anomaly crosses the mysterious Princess Elizabeth Station, which is situated at the base of a pyramid structure. This leads us to speculate whether the waves are originating from this station or from an unknown source. Regardless, something in that area is creating this anomaly, which is beaming out into the Pacific Ocean. Observations indicate that this anomaly is situated over or close to the Cascadia subduction zone, which is a 600-mile fault that runs from Northern California up to British Columbia and is about 70 to 100 miles off the Pacific coastline. Scientists are predicting that there is about a 40% chance that a megathrust earthquake of 9 or greater will occur in this fault zone in the years ahead. So as this wave anomaly from May 26th indicates, there is something at Antarctica that is manipulating or altering the weather in the Pacific Ocean region for reasons that are unbeknown to the public. Seismic unrest in the United States is picking up steam. There is a disturbing trend taking place at this time. In the first week of June, there have been 11 earthquakes in Yellowstone, 4 tremors in the New Madrid seismic zone, and 2 rare earthquakes in an area of Alaska not familiar with earthquake activity. On June 1st of 2017, 2 rare and shallow earthquakes hit Shishmaref in Alaska. What is so unusual about these quakes is that there have been only 8 earthquakes in this area since 1931. These 2 earthquakes were followed by tremors reported around Tennessee in the New Madrid seismic zone. The quakes in this part of the country are very disturbing to people because of the New Madrid fault, which produced the most powerful quake in U.S. history in 1811 and 1812. On June 2nd of 2017, a series of earthquakes started rattling West Yellowstone in Montana, very close to the Yellowstone National Park, and thus to the supervolcano caldera. A few hours later, 2 other quakes rattled New Madrid again, this time in Georgia and Alabama. Meanwhile, a 3.4 earthquake hit Ohio on June 3rd. No one seems to know what is happening here. The mainstream media is completely silent about this. It certainly appears that pressure is being released along these vast fault lines from the New Madrid across the Yellowstone caldera and up to the Cascadia subduction zone. And if you live in these areas, you should get prepared. Bizarre weather anomalies continue to sweep across the world, from ice missiles bombarding Bangladesh to large tidal waves smashing ashore in the Netherlands to a wall of sand inundating Khartoum. The chaos left in the wake of these strange events are being felt across the planet. Take a look at the devastation from the massive hailstones that resembled ice missiles that pummeled Bangladesh on June 1st.
tsunami. Een tsunami, jongens. Een klein tsunami. Oh. Helemaal daar.
Effects from the sun. Adelaide shivers through the coldest start to winter ever recorded. Coldest June 1st on record since 1943, and further back unofficially into the late 1890s. Now, as always, in a city, it's going to be warmer than in the surrounding countryside, where it was pushing minus 2.9, minus 4.5 C. Now, since we're looking at the trend, all we're going to do is look into Australia. Let's go back. 2016 in July, cold wave. Adelaide, coldest start in nearly 30 years. Adelaide, coldest August in 126 years. 2014, 15, and 16, and now 2017. Every single year in Adelaide is showing cold. Australia itself, New South Wales, wintry blast 2 months early. 20 centimeters of snow when it should have been sunny and warm, taking everybody by surprise. Jumping over to New Zealand, we should be looking for a trend there as well. 2017, fierce polar blast in the middle of summer. Worst winter storms in decades. They're even calling it the lost summer in New Zealand. It's snowing in the middle of summer in New Zealand, heaviest summer snowfalls in living memory, yet nobody sees the trend. It's invisible. We're staying in the southern hemisphere. Let's talk about Brazil. Record cold, threatening corn production. Winter starting 2 months early in Brazil as well this year. Coldest temperatures in Brazilian cities in 46 years. Let's jump back to last year. Coldest September in 50 years. So much record cold, in fact, affecting coffee production in 2016. Argentina not immune either. Border passes already closing due to snow and cold and hail.
Everybody, it's Steve Olson. It is June 6, 2016. We're taking a look at some of the sky cams from this morning. This one comes from Chile, and it was sent to me by Gary, our good friend Gary, and as you can see the time, June 6th, right? So this morning we got another look at that ugly looking planet, or whatever it is, right? Right there. See it? How it just kind of rolls around up there, and then every so often we get the right angle and we can see it. Oh my, right? Let's just do a little bit of photo manipulation on, see if we can come out a little bit heavier, a little bit more clear, right? So I saturate a little bit, and the sun on it is in the right spot. But it's this object right here, guys. That is not a cloud, okay? Not a cloud. Not a cloud. The next thing I want to show you guys is from Germany. And this is the most remarkable footage that I've seen in a while. And the reason for it is because of what this individual caught. So let's just take a look at it together. So basically they were filming a chemtrailer. A orange object appeared in the sky, and a smaller one. And they were able to actually film it directly and see it directly with their naked eye. It's right here. Again, from Germany. This is just another cut, and they're talking about the other objects that are in the scene up there, obviously. Wow, huh? Pretty interesting stuff. Again, it doesn't matter what you believe. If this stuff starts to show up, it really doesn't matter what you believe. It's either real or it's not real. You know, it kind of comes down to that. You know, just to speed it up a little bit, let's get to the end of it. But it was just she was in such a state of amazement to see this, and actually did a little bit of photo manipulating on it just to make sure that they weren't just seeing something. And they definitely caught a orange object in Germany with no sun flares, no nothing. One of the more amazing captures that we've had, guys. And, you know, it's getting to the point, like, when this eclipse happens on the 21st, what are we going to be able to see, you know? And that's why I think the August 21st eclipse date is kind of going to be a very, very important day for our community, I think, for sure. The next things I want to show you are these are just more of the same from Alaska, except now that these dark areas are getting darker and easier to see. You know, this is from June 5th. The next one is going to be, I believe, from June 5th at Moonglow. That's from the All Sky camera. That stuff is as crazy and whacked out as it's ever been. There's that little orange object in the sky. Could be on the lens, but again, it matches what Germany saw. And then here is a picture of Kiana North from today. And again, we're seeing the big red orb as clear as day. Very easy to see. If you go to a north pointing camera today, up on the FAA webcams, you're going to see the object or objects. And again, now it's getting to the point where they block light. It's not a lens flare. You know, I don't know why. You know, why would I even defend myself against lens flares? It's just like, it's such a ridiculous assertion anyway, right? Like, there's no data in a lens flare. I'm so sick of people talking about the halo being some kind of 22 degree. Come on, man. It's like, they're treating us like we're stupid. You know what I mean? And I hate that. I guess we should get used to it, right? More of the same here. This one from Deering East. Again, seeing the large orb appear before the sun. So you see it behind the sun and before the sun, depending on the location you are in Alaska, quite frankly. Okay? So you got to kind of keep your eye on that. But again, the number of images, the quality of images there, it shows up right there. You see it? Right in the middle? Here, we can stop this. I can show it to you a little clearer. It shows up almost in every Alaska camera right now to the north today. Let's take a look at if we could saturate a little bit and contrast it in a little bit. See what we got there. See it? And it's rotating. Again, it's like lens flares don't rotate, right? I mean, yeah. I'm getting, you know, and I think that you guys are starting to feel the insult to your intelligence too. It's like, you know, really, you don't think that we've been looking at this long enough to tell the difference between a lens flare like this, and which is also, by the way, an interesting lens flare, and an object in the sky? Really? What is following the sun here? What is that? Again, we're getting all these pictures from all these different locations, primarily pointing north at this stage of the game, and just very interesting. Here's another one. Now, I don't know if those are shields or planets or what they are. We haven't determined what they are, but they're definitely stationary objects up there, and you know, that's pretty straightforward. Here we get that big red-orange one this time over to the left, and the sun being followed by a strange, you know, lens flare. And in this one, we'll see the same thing again, only we'll see it in a different spot. The orange thing here, another object here,